Hello everyone, I'm RecV5.
And I am Sandman99.
Merry Christmas, and welcome back to Madden NFL 2004 Santa's Elves franchise.
Yes, and Merry Christmas to everyone indeed. And before we start, we're going to have a look at the league news. And we're going to have a look at the yearly award balloting. This is, of course, not finalized, but it's well along the way. We're a game past the halfway mark of the season.
Indeed.
And, of course, leading for most valuable player is left outside linebacker Santa Claus. And then, of course, in second place is quarterback Santa Claus. So,
yeah, left outside linebacker Santa Claus jumped into the running just last game, I think.
Yep, that's right, because he's got 25 sacks in 9 games. So, somewhat less of a pace than what you had going on with the Magicians, but...
Yeah, but Vince Freeborg there, he was the guy who got the sacks.
Yeah. Whereas in Madden 04, it's a little bit harder to sack the quarterback because quarterbacks tend to run around a little bit more.
And throw the ball away instantly.
And they also tend to throw the ball away much more quickly, too, yeah. But, so 25 sacks with just one game past the halfway point, well, you're still on a pace for a very respectable mid-40s number.
Yep.
And, yeah, so he leads the balloting for most valuable player. And then, of course, most best offensive player is quarterback Santa Claus. But look at this, right? Our halfback, Dwayne Heward, is second.
Nice.
And he will pass 1,000 yards rushing in this game today.
What's the rest of the offensive players?
Quarterback, check. Quarterback, and another halfback, but he's got 791 yards.
Yep.
However, he does have a lot less attempts too, because Heward leads the league in rushing attempts.
That he does.
287 attempts. And of course, his average is only about 3.5 yards per carry. But, he's got 10 touchdowns, which is, I think, enough to give him the league.
Yeah, he carries...
Lead.
He carries the team on his back.
Yes, he does. Defensive player, of course, is left outside linebacker Santa Claus. But the Crusaders in this league must be a good team because look at this. They're 8-1, and they've got 3 defensive players in the Defensive Player of the Year balloting.
Wow.
So dominant defense, I guess, is
free safety,
defensive tackle, and strong safety.
They got the 2 best safeties in the league, I guess.
Yeah. Offensive rookie, though, is Robbie Barker, our new fullback, who leads the all fullbacks in rushing touchdowns with 8. And he's also in the top 3 or 4 in the league in rushing touchdowns at this point, too. So he's having a good rookie season, and he's turned out to be a good pick. You were commenting and kind of expressing your satisfaction over the quality of the draft player we got in that one. And he was our last pick, and he turned out to be the best player out of the draft that we picked this past season. So
yep.
So defensive rookie, well, we don't really have anybody in there for defensive rookie. And best quarterback, we're not even in the running, believe it or not. Because I think that Santa Claus probably is the best offensive player as well because of his rushing prowess. Right?
Yeah, he hasn't really been throwing a lot of passes.
No. And, of course, Dwayne Heward is the best running back because of his, yardage, I guess, along with 7 touchdowns. And we don't have anybody in there for best wide receiver at this point, or best offensive lineman. That's no surprise, though. Or best defensive lineman. Look at that. See, the Crusaders again, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And, of course, best linebacker is Santa Claus.
Of course.
Best defensive back, though, is being dominated again by the Crusaders. Free safety and strong safety.
Yeah, they're looking really strong this season.
Yep. And, of course, Santa Claus is the best kicker. So, there we go. A little early look at what the season awards could look like. And this week we are playing against the Carolina Kitties, who are, by the looks of it, a somewhat balanced team now. They probably started off as a strong defense team, I would think.
Possibly, yeah.
And it looks like they've improved their offense a little bit.
Yep.
So, anyway, this ought to be, possibly a challenging game. It really just depends on their play calling and how they, choose to run their strategy.
Indeed.
And anyway, I've been working on my Elves 26 defensive playbook.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not making much progress at the moment. I gave up in frustration last night after watching the thing run like almost 20 run plays in a row.
I keep telling you, you got to go into practice mode.
I know, but basically you'd have to develop one play and then go into practice mode and test it, and then go back into play creation. And they should have just combined play creation and practice mode.
Well, see, there's a better way to do that. You know how I do it? What I do is I develop a whole batch of ideas that I have, and I just draw them up. And then I go into practice mode, and I test each one by one.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We call it the big bang approach in software development, and it's something that you're absolutely not supposed to do, and something I do all the time.
Well, anyway, what I think is that it would have been very easy for them to combine play creation and practice. And I think that probably they should have done that instead. Because then you could, like tailor, plays from a specific formation that you wanted to test against, or nothing but pass plays, or if you wanted to try and design a goal line defense, you could go nothing but run plays or whatever, right?
Yep.
There's not too many like this guy.
I don't think it would have been much of a stretch. Yeah. I don't think it would have been much of a stretch for them to do it that way instead of this ridiculous play creation mode where in a game most teams pass 3 times as often or more than they run, but in play creation you could the ratio is more like 10 run plays to every pass play.
Yeah, it's because they're just running through it in a random order.
Well, I don't know if they're even running through it in a random order. It's more like they're running through the running plays in a random order. And occasionally they'll throw a pass, right? That's what that's what causes play creation, particularly on the defensive side, to be such a lengthy and painstaking process, because like you might have to work on designing a particular play for 2 or 3 hours, because it takes that long for you to be able to see a pass play a dozen times.
I don't know, you spend a lot more time on this than I do. I just kind of draw shit up.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I find that I want to spend the amount of time on it, and I'm always trying to figure out ways to do something new to improve on the way I do something, or to have something new that I can do that I have not ever done before, right?
And excluding this one formation, which has been almost exclusively the formation I've used this season, I've made almost no innovations in terms of my defensive playbook at all whatsoever this year.
Yeah, well, you came across a system that works reliably against everything, though, and I haven't really come across that particular system just yet. I'm still looking for that.
I mean, I also had the 3-3-5 system. That was also a good, decent system.
Comes in to
Yeah.
kick off.
But I don't know. I like to play differently. I like to play more aggressively, and I like to blitz and stuff like that.
I mean, this is probably the most aggressive system I've ever designed.
Yeah, and you're still only bringing 3 most of the time.
That's right. Exclusively, actually, except for when I'm only bringing 2.
Yeah. Oop. That guy got away from the coverage somehow.
Yeah, he outran his man coverage guy.
Yeah, or his man got picked, right?
Possibly, yeah.
Because that happens sometimes too. In the middle of the pack with all of those players in there, they bump into each other and stuff like that. Oh,
Santa was coming, damn it.
He was there, but
I caught up with the head coach to get his pregame thoughts, and he said the main goal of his defense in this one is to provide an excellent pass rush.
His main goal in this game is to kill the quarterback. Kill him.
That's right.
Kill.
Al?
But do it with a smile. Wow, I wasn't sure if he made it there.
Yeah, he actually managed to come back, and then he started coming back across again. If he'd have taken one more step back, I think they would have...
Oh, he was running sideways so much there, I didn't know if he made enough forward progress to get a first down. That was close.
Handed off to the back. Number 48. Couldn't even get out of the backfield.
This defense is
look at that. Linebacker. Is that Nickerson?
I think that might be Nickerson.
Havoc in the backfield. Misdirection plays and draws can be a good way to use their speed and aggressiveness against them.
Man in motion. Gets the toss to the right.
You know, I don't think they want to run to that side.
That's because the defense
That was the wrong move.
No, well, even bringing that tight end over didn't help very much.
A hard count could be an effective way to keep them off balance.
That's the thing, though. You have that man coverage philosophy, right? And that means anytime that they motion a player, well, there's also a defender that follows that player, right?
Yep.
So you're not actually gaining an extra blocker when you do that on a run play. All you're doing is you're just bringing another defender into the mix that has to be blocked.
Pretty much, yep.
Here's the punt. Fair catch called for.
Yeah, look at that. Get away from that. Boy, oh boy.
This one goes
Those guys.
Yeah, you got to start grabbing them and running them all backwards.
Yeah, you have to actually control your would-be blockers so they don't get too close to the ball in case it takes a funny bounce backward and hits them or something.
Their job includes a lot of playing through pain.
Changing the play now. Hands it off to the fullback. They'll mark it at the 28. 4-yard pickup there by the fullback.
Hey, look at that. The fullback picks up 4.
They need 6. Ball on their own 28.
Wow, that was a big line shift. They actually moved twice.
Hand it off. Good gain there and a first down.
If the defense keeps giving up runs like that for first downs, they'll have to make some adjustments to slow this guy down.
Oh, they're doing it again.
Yeah, well, these guys are playing a 3-3-5 against you all the time, it seems.
Yeah, it looks that way, doesn't it?
And he'll get the call. A yard, maybe 2 on the carry.
Wow, thanks for your pessimism, Al.
Yeah.
Ewert, the man in motion. Pressure coming. Gets rid of it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good looking play there as they pick up the first down and keep the
He was
drive
wide open too, right? That's the weakness, though. Like, I know I've talked about how I like playing that jam flat with the 3 deep zone,
Ball on the 44
but that is the weakness of that defense. That safety that's in the deep zone, in behind the corner that wants to play down in the flat there, that safety back there, he's playing too big of a cushion to be able to stop this pass, right?
Yep, that's why you got to have man coverage on that guy.
Yeah, and when the corner comes down to play the flat like this, well, there's a pretty big gap in between him and the safety. And that little 5-yard, that's just the out-of-the-box 5-yard corner, right?
Yep.
And that little 5-yard corner is just perfect for fitting right about halfway in between those guys.
Back to the game. Looks like he's calling an audible. Throwing on first down. Throwing. And he makes the grab. A powerful arm brings them a first down this time.
Yeah, and you talk about putting some heat on your throws. This guy really let it go.
See, we got to give linebacker Santa Claus a bit of a run for his money for MVP, right? No, I'm not going to vary my strategy any. I've had a tremendous amount of success running the ball up to this point, and I'm just going to keep on doing that whenever I can.
The offense picks up some free yardage.
The offense will try to force the
Hey, look at all that red and green in the stands there, hey?
Yep, well, it is home game, right?
Yeah.
2nd and 4. Ball on the 21-yard line. Number 9 sets up, calling an audible now.
I guess this is what the Elves do after work, after they're done making toys for all the children of the world.
Yep.
Hand it off to the back. Good job getting past the sticks on that run. It's 1st and 10.
Well, so far these guys haven't been like super easy or anything, but they are still giving ground slowly, right?
Off again. He is a big offensive force.
Those guys are low to bring down. Defenses have a tough time wrapping up those big old tree trunks he has for legs.
So in the last game, you actually came within a whisker of holding our opponent to negative yardage for the game.
Yeah, 3 yards.
That was very disappointing. They managed to get a positive, like a net of 3 yards of offense.
Good drive.
Well, you know, it is what it is.
And you'd actually held them to negative yardage for most of the game, actually.
Yeah, well, I might have also slackened up a little bit at the end of that game, too, right?
Yeah. Oh, well. Anyway, that was quite an accomplishment, even against a cupcake team. I've never seen a cupcake team that close to not being able to gain any yards at all on offense. That being said, their defense actually played pretty well.
Yeah, you actually had less than 50% third down conversions.
Yeah. So I did actually have to punt several times, and I had to kick something like 4 field goals. But the fact was, because of their offense, we basically played almost the whole game in their side of midfield, right?
Yep.
So, but you can't blame their offense for that. Well, these guys are getting a little bit stiffer now inside their 5, eh?
Well, they gotta keep you out somehow.
Yep.
Looks like he's changing the play.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Well, they're presenting too wide of a front for me to try and run around them, so...
Touchdown, home team.
Well, this is exactly how to get the ball in the end zone. Just get in.
Well, all that penetration they got into the backfield didn't help them one lick there.
Well, the thing is that getting penetration into the backfield is a good thing, but you have to get it in the right place too, right?
Attempt the point after.
And if you punch through the line but run right by the running back, I mean, that's why straight ahead runs like that are good down at the goal line like that, because unless there's only a fairly small chance that the penetration they're going to get is going to be right at that point where you're attacking the offensive, like the line of scrimmage, right?
That's how you score a touchdown.
And he got all of that one.
Well, that one went right out the back of the end zone.
He got all of it. The offense takes over after they were unable to get any points on their last drive. So they have 1st and 10 here. Ball on their own 20. Flings it to the outside.
Ooh, if that had been a backward pass, there would have been a mad scramble for that ball.
Wow. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about these guys.
Well, I mean, every team plays that way, though. Like, they like to throw those swing screens or halfback flare passes and stuff like that. But
looking for room.
They, in my opinion, need to take about another 2 steps in their drop just to make sure that that's actually a forward pass that they're throwing, right?
Gets the pass off.
Oh, broke a tackle there.
And then he's got everybody to bring him down.
And then everybody tackles him.
Doesn't take your receiver past that 1st down marker.
Well, I don't know. You guard the flats so much, throwing sideways is not a way to make a living against you.
Yeah, well, that's why I guard the flats so much, because if you don't, then they'll throw sideways all the time, trying to make a living against you.
Yeah.
The offense is back on the field after that last touchdown drive. Let's see if they try to move the ball.
Instead, I give up, like, short passes over the middle, more or less.
Yeah.
Number 9.
At least until I decide I've had enough of that.
Throwing on 1st down. With the
Oh,
throw,
got batted
and that
down
brings
at the
up
line.
2nd down.
That happens, though, sometimes.
It's 2nd down and 10 to go. Ball on their own 47.
That's what happens, though, right? Like, if you take too deep a drop, then they'll come around the edges and sack you. But if you stand shallow in the pocket and throw a short, quick pass, then the chances are very good that the guy, one of their defenders, will get a hand up and bat the ball away, right?
Yep.
A lot of teams think that the best way to move the ball on the ground against them is to run it right at them. Try and wear them out. Looks like they might be trying to do that same kind of
Well,
thing.
I don't think I'm going to get very far here.
Goes over the middle.
Oh.
No, you're going to throw it at the wrong jersey.
Yeah.
With the interception.
Oh, well. I think that was a lineman dropping back in one of those lineman zones. Let's see what happened here. Okay, no, it was a linebacker. But he didn't follow, like the reason I sent him deep like that is because I was expecting him to kind of react, but he didn't. He just sort of stood there, right?
Yeah, he actually was like, you know, doing the shitty player thing.
Yeah, and you know what? I could have maybe thrown it to him instead. I wasn't expecting to have that play, you know, basically turn out that way, right?
Doing the wrong thing worked out for him.
Yeah.
Here's the punt.
Well, that one's going to be a good one.
And this punt will sail out of bounds.
Well, maybe I can get lucky and get these guys to move backwards a little bit.
The quarterback lines up with 2 backs.
Yeah, well, defensively offensively they haven't done much so far in this game.
No, they're moving forward a bit more than the Penguins were, though.
Yeah, well, they do have some players with some abilities on their team, but they're throwing a lot of those outs. They seem to want to try and attack the sidelines all the time, even with that, like, short out, right?
Must just be the way Carolina runs their offense.
2nd and 10. Ball on their own 12.
They had good pass protection there.
Drops back.
Oh, look at this. Oh! See? Throwing to the out, like throwing a short out again, eh?
Yep.
Out of the gun.
Maybe they're trying to set something up. get your defense to all crowd the sidelines on both sides so they can throw a hot potato over the middle for a touchdown or something.
Fuck.
Closing in, rolling.
Oh, that one there, the safety could have had it.
Yeah, it went flying past the wide receiver there.
Wow. Okay, maybe they just don't have a very good quarterback too, right?
Maybe.
He's better than the Penguins guy was, but
Unable to get
Yeah, well, let's take a look at this guy. He's overall 80.
yeah. Yeah, he's got pretty decent throwing characteristics. What's his awareness?
75.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe that's why then, right?
Yeah, he's not the most intelligent guy in the
And
world.
we go back to the game. Here's the kick. And he signals
Because it's weird. It's like they're trying to throw flare passes and outs and things like that constantly, right?
Yeah, he's just the kind of player who can't make reads, I guess.
1-yard line.
Well, okay.
Ewert. Running back picks
That'll
up
give me a little room up the middle.
Number 9. Directing traffic.
See, that's one thing I notice about the difference between this game and Madden 05, right? Is that
Got some extra people, but couldn't.
in Madden 05, you get used to trying to run completely around the outside in this play, for example, right?
Yep.
Because basically the defensive end is lined up here, the two defensive tackles are in the middle here, the other defensive end is here. They've got such a tightly packed line that there's going to be no gaps inside at all, right?
Yep.
So basically what you're hoping is that your offensive line on this side will be able to just basically seal off that side and not let anybody through long enough for you to be able to run or completely, or it's basically every run is a stretch or a sweep, right?
Pretty much, yep.
Whereas in this game, right, you see that? Well,
There's an actual gap there
They have
for
a
you.
wider posture, but there's an actual gap there, and the fullback leads the way through the gap so that I can go through it.
Yeah, instead of just himself also jamming into the line.
Yeah, and not only that, but he blocks a guy, and then it's the safety that has to come up and try and make the tackle, right?
Yep.
You know, I don't know. In my opinion, I think in Madden 05, they definitely went on the wrong track as far as run defense and offensive run blocking goes, right?
Well, I gotta say, though, I love the running game in Madden 05. Not as much as I love the running game in Madden 12, but...
Yeah, but that's the thing, though, right? You figured out a way to exploit that particular tendency, right?
Give it to the halfback.
That design tendency.
Carries it for 6
Where,
yards.
Yeah,
they
again, though-
basically jam everybody into the middle tight, and if you've got a speedy enough guy, and if your blocking holds up,
Yeah, well, this is why we draft Randy Moss for running back.
yeah, pretty much. You know, like you got to have a 95 speed halfback in order to be fast enough to be able to run around the offensive line before they, lose their blocks and those guys charge into the backfield, right?
The team
Assuming they
says
even
we're
get their
signed
blocks to begin with.
second
Yeah,
quarter.
I don't know. I mean, you know what? Yes, in Madden 05, they did make some improvements over this game, but there were also a lot of things where, in my opinion, they took a step backward, too.
Yep.
Tosses it right. Ewert couldn't get out of the backfield.
So again, I'm just gonna say, I love the running game in Madden 12.
In Madden 12, they took about a half a mile backward. It wasn't a step. It was like, because...
Literally everything works in that game.
Well, no, like, one particular play works over and over and over.
Give it to the halfback. So it's a first down after a...
Yeah, but I can run that play a couple of different ways. I can run it to the left, I can run it to the right. Sometimes I motion the fullback to one side or the other.
You know, like, basically, even on defense, like, I removed almost all of the plays out of the defensive playbook.
Yep.
And I think I had 7 plays left or something like that. And I didn't even call 4 of them.
Looking for room.
Yeah, I didn't. I had a full playbook, but I lined up in I formation. I think it was I formation, big twin tight ends, wasn't it?
Yep.
And then I just like did halfback lead over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And I would do different variations of it. Like I would move the tight end around sometimes. I would move the fullback around sometimes. But it was always just halfback lead 95% of the time. And then I had like one outside run that I would call if I absolutely had to.
No, in my opinion, that game was a disgrace. There's no way that that you should be able to basically run the same play.
There's no way you should be able to complete an entire season of football and win the Super Bowl by running halfback dive over and over.
Yeah, like basically once the regular season started, that was pretty much the only play you ran at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you didn't pass at all.
No, I had an accidental pass.
Oh, okay. You accidentally passed one time?
Yep. And it went for positive yardage.
Yeah, the defense was looking around. He was already by it before they knew what hit him.
Big Ben there was on a permanent cold streak.
Yeah, well, basically his job was to run the quarterback sneak in short yardage situations, right?
Yeah,
that was his job, right?
Pretty much, yeah, because the quarterback sneak in that game is all animation based.
Ooh, did I get it back? Yeah, I got it back. Ooh.
So the quarterback sneak in that game is entirely animation based, and so you're basically guaranteed to pick up the length of the quarterback. And
yeah,
Ben Roethlisberger happens to be pretty tall, so
yeah, so basically he can fall forward for 2 yards, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Or 2.5 yards or whatever it is. Like I don't know how tall he was, but I think he was the better part of 6.5 feet tall or something. Yep. Anyways, so you know, you're pretty much guaranteed 2 yards on a quarterback sneak.
Picks up maybe 3 on that carry.
That being said, these guys are pretty solid against the run here, right? Like once you get inside their 5.
3rd down now and goal to go.
Hey, did you notice though that the backup quarterback was never on a cold streak for just handing the ball off over and over again? It was only Ben who was on a cold streak for doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know why, but you had different packages or something that you would put out there, and
yeah, depending on if I wanted one running back to be on the field or another running back, because I ended up handing the ball to like 3 different running backs because we ran like 80 run plays a game, right? Like, I had to sub them out. Everybody, every running back on that team had a 1,000-yard season.
Well, no, Mendenhall I think had.
He had more rushing yards than Tom Brady had passing yards.
Yeah, he had like 4,000 yards rushing or something like that. And then the backup, I don't remember his name, but he had nearly 2,000 yards.
And then the
even the third string guy had like 500 or 600 yards, right?
Well, he had
like,
1,000 yards.
Did he have 1,000 yards too?
But give them credit. They kept it together, and they walked away with a touchdown.
And then we had the fullbacks too, and the fullbacks got some yards too.
So yeah, I mean, it was an absolutely ridiculous game. There was no way to stop for the AI to stop the run in that game, and they, no matter what they did, no matter what kind of defense they put out, it didn't seem to matter.
Well, and then we had a Hall of Fame blocking wide receiver Hines Ward.
Yeah.
Leading the team in pancake blocks.
The funny thing is, you were running the ball like 60 times a game, but the only player on the team who ever got a pancake block was the wide receiver.
Yep.
You know, like that game was stupid. Like,
it was completely broken in every way.
The entire team that produced that game deserved to be fired immediately.
I bet you they're still producing this game.
Yeah, maybe some of them.
But yeah,
hey, Nickerson just got in there and got a sack.
They have to keep their shoulders square, keep their inside foot.
But you know what? The crew that produced that game ought to be ashamed of themselves, because that was absolutely, completely and totally phoning it in, as far as I can tell.
I'll tell you, he did almost everything right.
It was a rude shock, actually, because I'm used to playing this game or Madden 05, and when we started playing that game, it was a rude shock just how it played and how clunky it felt, and you know, like how badly it played, right?
Yeah, well, you spent a little time in practice too, trying to get the hang of things.
Yeah. Yeah, and basically,
I tried throwing passes for like, maybe about 20 minutes total, and then I just kind of gave up.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do this.
So fucking dangerous in that game. Even if the receiver looks open, passes are still so dangerous.
Yeah. Ooh, I managed to just outrun that guy. But yeah, I mean, it took me a couple of hours, but because I'm a little bit slower learner than you, but I eventually figured out that playing different variants of man under 2 with a 4-man line, and you just crash the line and control the defensive tackle on the side you're crashing to, and try and loop around and occupy the tackle on that side so your defensive end can run around the outside. And that's basically what I did the whole season.
Eventually you even gave up on that, and you were just running the 4-3 man under 2.
Yeah, well, that's basically, you had to have a 4-man line, and eventually I settled on, actually, I think the formation was actually the 4-3 over, right? That's what it was, I think, because it actually had 5 players lined up on the line of scrimmage.
Looks like he's changing the play. Number 9 sends a man in motion.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess they're going to cover him.
Closing in. Gets the pass off.
We'll throw it to him anyway.
At the 30.
But yeah, I mean, I discovered that you could quite often, and I mean, there was no such thing as a consistent result either, right? Like, you never knew what was going to happen from one play to the next. But I found that about as close to consistency as you could get, I could usually get that defensive end coming around the edge unblocked, I don't know, 7 or 8 times a game, I suppose. And that usually resulted in 5 or 6 sacks.
Well, I knew that if I handed the ball to Mendenhall or his backup, and we went in between the center and the guard, or stuffed it right up the middle, that we were going to pick up approximately 8 to 12 yards every single time.
Except when you managed to break through the pack and basically run for a touchdown.
That's right. 80-yard touchdown.
But getting back to the defense, though, the other thing that I discovered was the basketball jumping middle linebacker, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I led the league in sacks. Wow, that corner is a solid tackler. Did you see that? Mm-hmm. I led the league in sacks just with that 4-man rush, but I also had that middle linebacker who I think if he wasn't leading in interceptions, he was in the top 5 for sure.
Yep.
And it would be like, well, nothing's really working for me. Nothing's working. And then suddenly they'll throw the ball over the middle, and this guy will do like a basketball height leap. Oops, I just threw one there. A basketball height leap and pick off a pass, right?
Yeah, he was a fantastic player.
Yeah, he had more interceptions than all of the defensive secondary on that team combined, right? So yeah, we played through an entire season for the viewing pleasure of our viewers, but generally speaking, it was a nightmare, the whole thing, right?
Yep.
The back who was a good receiver out of the backfield could really give.
However, that being said, I'm going to have to buckle down and pay a little more attention to what I was doing, because I basically threw it right at that defender. That was kind of a dumb thing to do. Oh wow. Oh, well, he didn't get anywhere after catching that anyway.
Yeah, Santa just barely missed him. Oh, Santa hurt him anyways.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to go and sit down now for a little while.
Yeah, Santa gave you something to think about this year.
Yeah.
Visiting team line up in the shotgun. The corners are moving up to press the receivers. Pressure, throws it.
Well, that one hit number 55 in the back.
And it's now 4th down.
Well, he was jamming that guy, so...
Yep. Well, another flare or flat pass or something attempt there too, right?
And they'll line up to punt.
Yeah, I somehow think that when a player has both hands on the jersey that you're trying to throw to,
He did the right
that you
thing.
probably shouldn't throw to that guy.
Caught
Yeah.
the ball.
Okay, well,
1st and 10. Ball on their own 16.
well, that cost us some yardage and field position anyway.
Looks like he's changing the play. He gets the carry. About a 3-yard gain for the fullback.
So I guess we'll go back to the ground game here for a while because bad things happen when you go to the air.
That's right.
Oh, boy.
Nice cut.
Yeah, well, I saw that guy looping toward the outside, and I don't know if what he was doing was particularly effective or not, but it definitely looked like potentially trouble.
Yeah, it's just a shame they spotted you with a 3-yard gain there instead of, from the 3 here, then from the 4, then from the 2.
Yeah, oh well. We'll hand it to the fullback again and see if he can push his way ahead for 3 yards.
Barker. Number 90.
Not going to happen.
At the 24. Barker couldn't find an opening and was brought down very quickly.
Yeah, he was. This line has to
He
do
picked
a
up
better
a
job of
yard.
holding up at the point of attack. He has
Okay,
a
well,
fast
punting
first
into
step.
this stiff
He has
wind
to blow
here,
through
I'm
the
going to
hole.
take a
He
chance, and
needs
I'm
a
going to
line
try
to create
and
that little crease.
kick it
Cut back
around
lane
him.
to break free.
Well, that might work out all right.
Yeah, well, it's pretty stiff wind blowing from that direction, so
Here's the punt.
yeah, I think that'll work out better than if I'd have angled it high, because I think it would have been a pretty short punt if I'd have kicked it high, eh?
They'll go from the I formation.
So there you go. Carolina's defense actually plays pretty well. I think I've only thrown like 2 interceptions so far this season, and they just got one of them.
Picks up 5. They need 6. Ball on their own 35.
Oh, look at that. Somebody came through the middle.
Yeah, wow, number 55 there.
That's
That's
McKenzie.
McKenzie.
Yeah. He must have joined in because I don't think he was intended to be a pass rusher on that play.
That's right, he was actually in man coverage with someone.
Yeah.
So I think somebody got left in the block.
Oh.
An effective 2 minutes.
That's what I'd rather see, though, when you get the hot potato, though, right?
Yeah, at least the guy is there to make a play on it, right?
Yeah, like the guy actually played that properly and everything was done properly there.
Yeah, the receiver basically just caught the ball, right?
First down. Gets the pass off. Incomplete. They'll need a good pickup here to make their way.
Yeah, a bit hard to catch the ball when you got Santa hanging from your leg. He's a bit of a dead weight.
Yeah.
At
I think
5'5" and 400 pounds.
Drops back. Pressure coming.
There's a sack for the right outside linebacker.
They'll head right back to the line.
You know what? Maybe, hey, better hurry up there, buddy. You're not back in position yet.
Gets rid of it. Great pass. Number 89 did a great job coming up with that one.
Well,
They keep making catches like that.
I think they got that one, that little gain there, just because they caught you out of position. You were lucky that you managed to get everybody on side.
Watt is back to punt.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time, right?
Yeah, well, it would have given them another try, right? It would have been 3rd down and whatever it was, less 5, right? But that's okay. They'll run the clock here a bit. I'll run the clock out in the first half, and we'll be happy going with a 14-0 lead.
Here's the punt. Fair catch called for.
Hey, at least it managed to outpace the coverage.
Hey, I know
Eh?
they want
Yep.
to increase the lead before half. but they got to be careful and not let the other team back.
I think what we're going to do here is we're just going to run the ball.
Tucks it away. Dillon stops him at the 22. That's a
Okay,
3-yard
well,
gain.
we'll pick up a couple of yards there.
8 to go.
We'll go back this way. Run the ball again, and then that should be it, unless these guys call a timeout. Because after throwing that interception, now I'm going to have to be a little more cautious. Because it looks to me like I'm going to have to treat these guys with a little bit of respect, right?
Well, they are not a cupcake team after all.
Yeah.
They actually have a decent rated defense.
This one is handed off. Cook
Wow.
created
Oh, look at that. They called a timeout. I guess I will have to run another play.
They need
Yep.
a big play here if they want to have any shot at scoring before the half.
So as
Yeah,
they
you
set
know what?
to
That's
try
not
to
really the
convert,
goal here,
here's
Al.
what both teams have done
Or
on
John.
Third down is
Or
when you
John.
want your players to
Yeah.
dig deep and make a clutch play. When you convert, it gives your defense a little extra
Oh,
rest,
look at this. I
and it gives your
almost
offense
made it.
A fresh set of downs to work with.
Now they're going to
Every
make
team
me
needs
punt
to
it
play
anyway.
more disciplined on this
Hey.
punt, because you don't want to give the other team any momentum.
Maybe I should
going
sneak
into
it.
the half.
Yeah,
They
maybe
have
you
to stay
should.
in their lanes.
Just
Avoid any problems with the punt.
yeah. I feel a lot more confident doing this than I do punting.
Keeps it. Number 9.
Although I didn't make that by a lot.
You made it.
Quarterback's hand.
And they picked up the first down, but you
There.
want to make sure you don't get them too banged up.
Now they're not going to bother calling a timeout because they can't stop the clock enough times anymore. Well, I guess it must be time for the halftime stretch.
Indeed. And we're back.
Yeah, you got to turn
Yeah, I
your
gotta turn my
microphone.
mic on.
Haha. Yes, we're back.
Let's get back to
And
the
you know
play
what?
on
I
the
was looking at the stats for the first half, and really, statistically, their defense is playing pretty well. The main problem here, again, is their lack of offensive power, right?
from the 6-yard line.
And their pass completion percentage has been very low. And you have been, you've got 3 sacks, 1 from your right outside linebacker and 2 from your rookie inside linebacker.
Nice.
So both of those guys, I think, have now hit, or not the rookie, the other guy,
Changing the play
Nickerson.
now.
I think both of them now have hit double digits for sacks on the season. Oh, look at that. Pulled through a tackle.
Good gain of about 7 on that play.
However, we have dominated time of possession, probably because of the number of times that I've run the ball.
Number 9. Directing traffic.
Well, that's okay, though, because the more time you eat up, the less chances they get.
Yeah.
He gets the carry. Wow, he goes
well,
down at the 36-yard line. Just about
Didn't
a
get
yard.
much there. Maybe we'll be tricky and we'll try a pass on 3rd down and 2.
Ewert goes in motion. Drops back, pressure with the throw, breaking free. The 50.
Big gain, too.
Yeah, big gain too. Because I was only 3 of 6. My quarterback rating for the first half was like 38.
Ouch.
Well, because I was 3 of 6 and
1 interception.
I threw an interception, right?
Well, you're definitely not going to beat linebacker Santa Claus at that rate.
No, not at that rate. This is not a most valuable player performance so far.
Barker.
But Barker is in the lead for offensive rookie, so we got to keep giving him his chances.
Ball on the 33-yard
I
line.
can't believe that a fullback turns out to be the best pick in the draft, eh?
Calling an audible now.
Well, especially if you actually use them, too.
Yeah.
I think fullback is one of those positions that really is underappreciated.
Well, I think that in more recent times, you see that one guy got knocked down there?
Mm-hmm.
Fresh set of downs.
Here's what made this play work. I mean, I had to outrun this guy who shot the gap there, right? And then he got illegally blocked by number 23. But this guy right here, right? That's what allowed me to get past the line of scrimmage.
We'll go back to the play on the field.
Good run blocking. Actually, Heward's getting a little bit tired here.
It's too bad packages don't work the same way in Madden 04 as they do in Madden 05.
Yeah.
Picks up a nice
Yeah, it would be good to be able to just quickly sub. Yeah, he's heading off now on his own, right? But yeah, it would be nice to be able to quickly sub out players at will, like you can in Madden 05. That was an improvement, definitely.
He sees something in the defense.
One that was still present in Madden 12.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't take that. Oh, are you sure they didn't take that away though, and then make it a new thing again at some point?
Maybe. Yeah, they take features away and then they market them 10 years later as new features.
Yeah.
To get down the field and pick up a first down.
Yeah, because they're thinking that nobody will remember what happened 10 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
A new generation of rubes have shown up to give us their money, so we'll see if we can recycle these old ideas. No one will know the difference anyways, right?
Pretty much.
Well, I made a yard.
Second down, goal to go.
I'm pretty sure that that's how they manage to keep getting away with the things that they do, right? Like if it goes on for long enough, then the current generation of players might lose interest, but there's always a new generation of players coming up, right?
Rushing touchdown there.
A new generation of kids that their parents will buy them Madden for.
Yep.
Number 7 comes in for the extra point.
Because I remember when the first Madden football came out, I had it. It was on Super Nintendo. And it was like super primitive compared to, you know, like what this is even. Because it was about 10 years earlier, right? Or even more. I don't even remember now. It was somewhere around 1990, I think. And it had all of the teams, you know, pretty much with ratings and stuff to represent them as they were at the time.
Uphill battle as they begin this drive at the 21.
And you know, like you couldn't really do any changes. You had to use the default playbooks because there was no such thing as play creation or anything like that. But still, you know, like it was I don't know, an interesting thing, right?
Yeah.
There were other games out there, football games, though, that were better than that. Because I had a game, I forget what it was called now, but it was basically college football.
Mm-hmm.
And it had like well over 100 different schools in it. And I'm not even sure if some of these weren't like made up. Or maybe they're so obscure that nobody ever heard of them or something. I don't know. Wow, look at that.
Nice.
The offensive linemen are just getting manhandled out there. That's the 4th sack.
Linebacker Santa Claus hasn't got a sack yet in this game either, but
he's been trying, but they keep leaving guys in the block on that side.
yeah.
And only that side.
Well, they left the guy in to block that time there, but he had to hurdle him. But
he waited just a little too long to get rid of that pass.
Yeah, well, maybe they're catching on to the fact that I'm rushing from the weak side.
But anyway, this game had like all sorts of different colleges. It had a variety of different offensive and defensive playbooks in it. It had colleges that were powerhouses, you know, kind of like the equivalent of all Madden teams, I suppose.
Yep.
And other colleges that you'd never even heard of that were, I suppose, you know, kind of like cupcake teams.
Let's see if they go back to the run here. It's 1st and 10.
And of course, the object was to play your 11-game season and try and win your conference, and so that you'd get invited to a bowl game.
Hand it off. Ewert couldn't escape the pursuit and was cut down quickly.
Wow.
These guys up front are very tough to block because they can use their size and strength to get excellent leverage on running plays. Sometimes they struggle a little with their consistency, but they always seem to be a big factor when the game's on the line.
But for the time, it was actually a pretty good game. That one was also on Super Nintendo.
Yep.
And I liked that game better than the Madden game, actually.
Yeah, I think I know that game.
Yeah, I can't remember
It's like
what it was
Super
called
Football
now.
something or other.
Yeah, but you could control an individual player. You know, like obviously on the offense, you'd control whoever had the ball, but you could also control an individual player on the defense, which I think was something you couldn't do in Madden at the time. And you could do, you know, once you practiced a little bit, I mean, you could actually make a difference in the outcome of the play. Like if you knew how to position yourself and you were covering your receiver or whatever, you could get interceptions and that kind of stuff, right?
About a 2-yard gain here.
Man, look at them put the stop on you.
Yeah. I'll punt this time. 4th and 2 is a bit long to, especially because, you know what, that one sneak that I did run, I only got 1 yard on that. So I think I'm better off just doing this. Hey, look at that. He didn't even call a fair catch, and then he fumbled, and we got it back.
See? Most effective offensive play of the year. Punt.
Yeah.
Just like what the Penguins' game plan was.
Well, you know what? He should have called a fair catch on that one because he was totally surrounded by the coverage team. Like, I basically did, like, what I do here is I'll go up to the maximum height and then just 2 quick taps down.
Yep.
And then I just kick it down the middle, right? And let's see, the line of scrimmage is the 41 or the 40? 41?
41.
40. Okay, we'll call it the 41, right? So, you know, like we'll watch here, and it's kind of hard to follow it, but to do arithmetic, at the 49 would be 10 yards, and at 39 would be 20 yards, and at the 29 would be 30 yards. So this is like a 30-yard punt in the air, right?
Yep.
And hanging up for a really long time, and look at that, it still hasn't come down yet. And, you know, like it's gotten to the point where there's even a coverage guy behind him, right?
Yeah, there's no room to return this.
Yeah, like when you see this, you call a fair catch, right? And you know, basically consider the short punt to be, you know, to your benefit, right?
Barker. 2, maybe 3 yards on the ground for the
That was a big mistake because they're not going to.
They're within striking distance here.
They're not going to recover from that mistake, I don't think. Their defense has played pretty well, but that's a terrible position to put your defense in, right?
Yep. Yeah, they're at least going to give up a field goal here.
You know what? I've tried that play numerous times. I think I'm going to try something else because they're just not giving up anything on that play.
Third down conversions is a keeper stat. When you convert on third down, you keep
Like
three
that
things.
halfback
You
corner.
keep your drive going,
trying to set that up so that I could pick up a big gain, but I think I'm just going to go with something else because that hasn't been working.
Pressure coming. Throws it.
Oops, I pressed the wrong button there. I went to press the A button and I pressed the wrong button.
You got to deliver the ball out there quickly, but it has to be catchable. You got to use some touch.
Well, maybe they will recover from that mistake because this is a pretty stiff wind that I'm kicking this into,
this is
too.
going to be about a 45-yard field goal attempt. The kick is
Yep, it's going to blow me away.
Yeah, you had the distance, but
I wasn't worried about the distance, but I didn't know how far to aim it with that wind, right?
The corners move up to play this one tight.
The wind blew me out to the outside of your upright. So they caught a break there.
Pass play here on first down. He gets the handoff on the delay.
Yeah, the draw play picks up 9. Well, their defense is keeping them in this thing, but their offense needs to start doing something here because they're just not able to contribute very much to this at all.
Gets rid of it. Incomplete pass.
I think that was just dropped.
I don't know. I mean, that corner had his hand stuck out there too. He might have deflected that too.
Ball on their own 43. Drops back with the throw.
Well, there's an interception.
Why would you throw it when it's that close coverage?
I don't know. That was a bad idea. You shouldn't throw the ball.
Like, that wasn't a bad throw or anything. That was just the wrong target to throw at.
Yeah.
I think, again, we're seeing the poor awareness of that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely struggled on, to throw passes.
Because he seems to move the ball for a little bit, and then he just kind of like, it's a crapshoot, right?
Yeah. Hey, what is this? This is a 46 Bear? It's a 46 Bear.
Calling an audible now.
That's a rare formation to see.
Yeah.
Might be able to run the ball up the middle.
Yeah, because there's a giant hole directly in front of me.
And when you're blitzing to stop the run, the idea is bringing more guys and the offense can block. You also got to cut off the lanes and gaps that he can use to escape out of the backfield. That just didn't happen here.
Yeah, Robbie's having a good game today. He's probably going to end up with 40 or so yards on the ground today. Oh, going to get a penalty now.
And there's a flag on the play. And it appears this one will be a hold.
And when your feet and your body get in the wrong position, that's when you start to hold. He got caught right there.
It'll be first and long here after the penalty backs them up. He sees something in the defense.
Oh, well, I guess we'll run the ball anyway. That seems to be the theme of the day.
Yeah, you gotta focus a little more on the ground game.
Yeah, well, these guys seem to be pretty good against the pass, right? So it's something that I probably want to avoid doing. Robbie's starting to get tired. I've given the ball to him a lot here in this third quarter.
Calling an audible now.
There, he's got a soft enough cushion there. I should be able to throw this to him.
Throws it, and he makes the grab.
That corner was playing pretty long ways off there.
And the thing is, the secondary looked a little on their heels on that one. They just couldn't converge on the ball in time, and now they get a whole new set of downs.
There, I'm 5 of 9 now for 89 yards.
Number 9, directing traffic. They'll go with a run once again. The back picks up about 2 on that carry.
Yeah, we'll go with a single back formation to give Robbie a little bit of a rest.
The visiting team, 21-0. The teams are set for the fourth quarter of play.
Well, didn't get much there.
And that's the thing. To stop any kind of run between the tackles, you have to get some sort of penetration. You have to get into the backfield, and when you do that, you make the back change direction, making him go where he doesn't want to go.
They come out in the nickel.
It's a nickel defense, and I think I can run that distraction thing and maybe throw the out to Stewart here.
Using motion.
Or maybe not.
Dropping back, pressure, gets rid of it.
There. Oh,
No, he dropped it.
He dropped it. Yeah.
He just couldn't find a way to
Oops,
bring
shit.
that pass.
I think that was a case of just...
You accidentally called punt.
I accidentally called punt because the special teams window here doesn't come up with that's another thing they made the little bit of an improvement in Madden 05 is that the situational appropriate play comes up in the play calling window in special teams, right?
That's right, yeah. Basically, on special teams in a field goal situation, the field goal play is first, and on special teams in a punt situation, the punt play is first.
That's right. And that was a good idea, and I'm kind of, I still screw up in Madden 04 a little bit because of that, because I'm used to the way that it's being done in Madden 05, right?
Mm-hmm. Unless you rearrange the special teams playbook. You could do that too.
I don't know if you can do that here.
The visiting team.
You can. But then you'd be kicking field goals every time you...
You'd be trying to kick a field goal from your own, 18-yard line or something, yeah.
You just got to play that Madden card, the big boot.
The big boot card, yeah, so that you have unlimited field goal. Wowee.
That's what the hot potato over the middle looks like from a normal team.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a high-risk pass, too, right?
Play bump and run on the outside.
You playing the two-man rush here, or what?
No, this is a three-man rush this time. But Santa Claus got cut blocked.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been doing that to him all game long, eh?
That you just can't teach.
About 4 to go.
They've kept him off the board so far.
Number 48, the lone back, stepping up with the pass. Perfect.
Ooh.
Can't draw it up any better.
Small window, but he still got it.
Yeah, well, no, I think he mostly just held on to that one because he was knocked out cold after that hit.
Yeah. You know what I think would have been a big improvement that they could have done using Madden 04 and Madden 05 as a base instead of going in the direction they did is they could have given individual players the ability to learn on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So when a pass rusher comes around the edge and the halfback cut blocks him, well, okay, that's fine. But then when he comes around the edge again and the halfback cut blocks him, well, the third time, he's probably going to be expecting the halfback to drop down and cut block him, right?
Yep.
So then, he's going to learn from that experience, and he's going to be anticipating that and taking evasive action, right? That kind of thing. That's an example of it, I suppose. Or, in the defensive secondary, a safety picks a bad line of pursuit because maybe his awareness isn't too good. But the next time he's in that situation, he learns from the previous time and plays he plays better,
Yeah, you wouldn't be a professional NFL player for very long if you didn't learn from
exactly.
your mistakes.
They learn from experience, right? Like an offensive tackle has a defensive end run around him and sack the quarterback. Well, the next time he's going to be looking for that particular move, right?
Number 48, the lone back. Pressure with the pass.
Well, the coverage is there, that's for sure. Oh, they're going to go on fourth down now. I think that's the direction they should have gone instead of with all these gimmicks and things that they went with, right?
Yep. That's absolutely it. They had a solid enough foundation.
Steps up.
I was gonna be like, Santa just couldn't get around the edge fast enough.
Yeah, but that's okay. They threw that ball out of bounds anyway, unless they decide to challenge it. Maybe they just... I'm surprised they didn't try to use a challenge on that, though, just in the hopes that maybe it would be overturned, right?
Barker. The fullback picks up about 4 yards. Second and 7.
Well, we're just going to keep on running the ball. You know what? Their defense, like I said before, I think their defense has played pretty well. This isn't a blowout game by any means. I mean, if I score here, it will look that way. But, you know, considering that their offense has done very little to contribute to the situation...
You've only scored 24 points.
I've only scored 24 points.
In spite of having the ball all game long.
Yeah, like I've really you know, like racked up the time of possession a lot, right?
For this first because they've done well on third down thus far.
You know what? I'm going to do this. Then we'll do that.
Under pressure with the
Then we'll throw it to Stewart.
No problem picking up the first.
The misdirection.
Well, you know what? When I saw the way that the defense was aligned there, I thought that the tight end out would be a good option anyways, right?
Gives the ball off.
But also you get way less big plays. Like I as an offensive player, I get a lot less big plays in this game than I do in Madden 05, right?
Yep.
Because in Madden 04, it's more like they give ground slowly, but they don't give up the long bomb passes and things like that. Like they don't make defensive mistakes very often, right? Batted it down.
Brings up a third down.
You know what I mean? Like they play, in my opinion, they play more conservatively.
Yep.
And they're not nearly as vulnerable to things like those deep corners and stuff like that as they are in Madden 05.
Well, they also lack the ability to bring the safeties down to the line. It's just not a thing that they can even physically do in this game.
Closing in with the pass.
There, found that guy again, hey?
Perfect spot
yep.
on that pass.
On that little corner. But you know what? Even on a successful pass play like that, I picked up, what, 12 or 14 yards or something? But, you know, in Madden 05, I'd already be well past the 300-yard passing mark, right?
Yep.
Oh, it's the bear again.
Yeah, when you see the bear, you run right at it.
Yeah, that's right. You run right at the bear. Hey, they didn't do too bad a job of trying to close that gap up, but
maybe 3 yards on the ground for the fullback.
But you know what? If a team had their defense play as well as these guys have, and their offense could play even half as well, this would be a close game.
Again. So it's first and goal. Ball on the 10-yard line.
Yeah, I don't think we need to throw any more passes now. We can just run the ball and then kick a field goal if we don't get it. If we can't get in on the ground, we'll settle for the field goal, I think.
Well, you'll be able to eat some more time off the clock.
Well, yeah, that's the idea, right? We'll burn up more time off the clock. I'm going to score a touchdown.
Or you'll just score
here.
a touchdown.
Yeah, I don't usually take that particular run outside, but the way that the everything developed, that's where the yards were this time, right? I mean, that play is intended to go up the middle, right? Like in this area right here.
Yep.
But because the offensive line basically got all these guys sealed off, here I had room to bounce it outside, which doesn't happen very often.
So let's pick up the action.
And that's one of the reasons why, like these guys are not shock and awe against the run like they are in Madden 05, but you still can't basically run at will at them either, because most of the time when you do run a play, if it's an off-tackle run or something, I find myself forced to turn it to the inside anyway, right?
Yep.
And then I might pick up 3, 4, 5 yards instead of 10 or 15, right?
In spite of having the same kind of back as you're used to.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, in Madden 05, it's everything. It's like they designed everything so that it's all shock and awe, right?
And it's all a foot race.
And it's basically you either get a big play on offense or you suffer a big loss, or like the defense gets a big play. There's no balance. Like, I consider this game to be much more balanced.
They sure do love their draw plays, though.
Yeah, and they tend to work pretty well, though, because you do play the pass all the time, right?
Yeah, but I play the pass all the time, not because of the draw play. I play the pass all the time.
Yeah, but it's not hard to take you in on the draw play because you're basically playing into that kind of.
I mean, I'm going to play the pass no matter what you decide to run out there. It really doesn't matter,
because the pass is far more of a threat than the running game, and that's the one thing that they could have improved in this game was play selection, right?
Well, there's Marquez Hales.
Yeah, for the AI offense, play selection could have been better, right?
You're right there in position to knock the pass away or force an interception.
Drops back, pressure, passes left.
Because in this game, it is easier to run than it is in Madden 05. And that would be the same would be true for the AI offense too, right? Like, I'm surprised that they don't run the ball more than they do, because I'm pretty sure they would be able to have some success at it. Oh, there, you finally got on the board.
Nice. He's happy now.
Yeah.
He needs to find his go-to guy if he feels that pressure coming.
Yep, repeatedly sacking the quarterback.
Watt is looking for a good punt here. Here's the kick.
And this I like. Like, you get better blocking on the punt. Like,
you get blocking on the punt.
Yeah, like you can actually participate in special teams in this game, right? Like in Madden 05, you just don't even usually try to return a punt because disaster usually results, right?
That's because if anyone looks at you wrong, you fumble it.
Yeah.
Fullback gets the call, picks up about 5.
And I don't even know what the hell they did wrong in order to make that happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, the punt returners in Madden 05 are so fumble prone that you just don't dare to even try to return a punt, right? Unless you can take like 3 or 4 full running strides, and then I guess you become a ball carrier then, maybe? I don't know. Oh.
Gain of about 1.
And what are you before that, a quarterback?
I don't know what you are before that. A pylon, maybe. Oh, they're sneaking that safety up again.
Speaking of pylons, that just reminds me some of NHL 2001.
And he was looking for a place to cut back.
Yeah, that was quite something. That's an old series now.
It is, yeah.
But people watching this, if you like hockey, we do have a series we did in NHL 2001 where we basically played the international tournament with, that's a bad punt.
That'll be fine.
With Team England. And we won the international tournament with Team England.
Yeah, and Team England is terrible.
Yeah. Well, they had Byron Defoe as their goalie, right? Which is about the one. And but the thing is, though, who was that guy? Chris Thompson or something? some no-name guy with almost no skills except that he had like a ridiculous amount of shot power or something.
Oh, Chris Gardner.
Chris Gardner, yeah. And Chris Gardner ended up leading the tournament in scoring. He even beat Jaromir Jagr, right?
Yeah.
Because one of the tricks that you learned, if you could skate around behind the net and then pass the puck out to him in the slot, then he could beat almost any goalie almost every time, right?
Yeah, assuming he didn't shoot it over the net. It's his shot accuracy was like 50.
I know, but he did. You know, I forget now how many games we played, but I think he had something like 40 goals in the tournament, right?
Yeah.
So,
but
yeah.
goalies are basically pylons in that game.
Yeah, goalies are basically pylons in NHL 2001. They, the game that I actually had before that was NHL 97.
Looking for a receiver.
Oh, look at this. He's just running around back there.
He's out of rhythm on this.
And in NHL 97, which I had on the Super Nintendo again, goalies were actually pretty fast, right? You could control the goalie yourself and even move across the crease fast enough to keep up with a cross-ice one-timer and that kind of thing. And, you know, like you might not have time to press the save button, but you could at least stand in the way, and more often than not, the shot would bounce off of you, right?
Yep.
But in NHL 2001,
goalies were terrible.
Yeah, goalies were goalies in that game moved like they were up to their halfway up to their knees in mud, right? Like,
yep.
They were so slow.
And you could literally just take any fast skater, skate in front of the net, and then shoot. Or even if you had like a really slow skater, you could just skate in front of the net and then shoot and get it in 99% of the time.
Well, the setup from behind the net to the sniper in the slot was one sure way to score, and the other sure way to score was to skate horizontally across the front of the net.
Yep.
And then just wrist it into the top corner, because the goalie couldn't go sideways fast enough to keep up with your player, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And so the way that you defended it, also, if anybody skated at your goalie at all whatsoever, they were probably going to score, because you know, the goalies were just completely and totally clueless and helpless out there.
Yeah.
So what you did is you would take a defenseman who could hit hard, right? And you could tell which defenseman had a high checking rating versus a low checking rating based on the color of their name.
Yeah.
So guys with a red name are big hitters. And you would just wait until there's a player who skates into the slot, and then whether he has the puck or not, you just flatten him.
Yeah. Basically, you play passive box, so that your defenders don't wander around in your own end too much.
Yeah, and then you just take control of the nearest guy and flatten the guy who's standing in the slot.
Yeah, basically anybody that skates into the slot, whether they have the puck or not, you use the big hit button to knock them down, right?
Yeah, I think we were the most penalized team in the tournament.
Oh yeah, we had a guy in the penalty box almost constantly for every game we played. Right?
Yeah, like we had, sometimes we had as many penalty minutes as there were game minutes. That's how bad it was.
But that was the best way to defend, though, in your own end, right?
Yeah,
because
you can't score if you're flat on your ass.
Yeah, because those tricks that we were just describing, especially passes into the slot, basically if a player takes a shot on goal from the slot, from between the face-off circles, he's going to score a goal almost every time.
Yep. Well, also, too, we injured the shit out of all of the opposing teams, too.
Yeah, well, using the judicious use of the big hit button, eventually they would have such a short bench that they would have some players who were playing basically on every line, right?
Yep.
And then their lines would be so fatigued that you could just, even with a low-rated team like Team England, you could just skate rings around them, right? Wow. Well, I don't think I've ever seen that happen before.
I saw that happen once. Remember, that was in Madden 05.
Yeah, in Madden 05, the guy, but that was actually counted as a backward pass. He threw the ball backward like 40 yards.
Maybe it didn't count as a backwards pass because it didn't land on the ground.
No, I think it bounced off of a defender and then went backward, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Sends a man in motion.
Because players in this game are much more adept at, jumping up and batting passes down at the line, right? Well, wow! What was that? That safety, I thought that safety was going to actually turn around and make a play on the ball there, right?
Yeah, fuck. Well, they do have 55 awareness out there.
Yeah,
so.
really. He just kept jogging with. I don't think he even saw that ball coming because it was going right at him.
Maybe he was getting ready to go home.
Yeah, he was getting ready to go home. He was heading for the player's bench, and the receiver is going, "Yep, I'm not going to get shut out today," and he ran under that.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what? That should have been an interception for sure. But that's okay. You still managed to preserve the shutout. That's back-to-back shutouts for your defense.
Man. Huh.
A little excitement at the end of the game there.
Yeah.
Well, they did manage to break the 100-yard passing mark, as did I.
Yep.
I ran for 193 yards.
I just want to say one more thing about the NHL thing, though. It was funny, too, because if you hit a guy with who didn't have the puck and you got a penalty, then that was just an incentive to keep hitting him.
Yep.
Because you're going to go to the box anyways, so you might as well make the most of your time while you're out there.
Yeah, when he gets up, you knock him down again and do that too. Well, the thing is, though,
trying to inflict an injury out there.
That also provoked fights a lot, too,
yeah,
right?
Well, yeah.
And then you'd get into a fight and you could pick a fight with one of their better goal scorers or something, and then your scrub guy goes to the penalty box for 5 minutes, but so does Yarmer Yager or something, right? That's actually a strategy.
There you go.
No, it was, right? We basically hit everything that moved and fought lots.
Yep.
Right?
It was funny, too, because we ended up getting, like, some interesting penalties we never heard of before, like a 5-minute major and a game suspension with another 5-minute penalty tacked on top.
Yeah, like sometimes we'd get a single player who had, like, almost an entire game's worth of penalty minutes all by himself.
Yep.
As he gets ejected from the game for multiple major fouls, right? It was fun. It was fun.
We didn't get a lot of views on that one, but it was fun. No, you guys should go watch it.
Yeah, we didn't get a lot of views on that. Maybe people aren't that interested in old hockey games, but yeah, it was fun to play, and we had a good time, and we managed to. The Team England stunned the world.
Yeah. By beating the crap out of Team Canada.
Yeah, in the gold medal game, I think we beat Team Canada 11-3 or something like that, right?
Yeah. With the same method.
Yep. Well, yeah, we played the same way that got us there. We didn't necessarily win all the fights and that kind of thing, although I had a defenseman that I liked to control named Kevin Rawlings. And he was a nasty character who fought lots and hit lots and everything else. He had like ridiculous amount. He could break the glass from center ice. He had such a hard shot, but he couldn't get the puck on the net.
Yeah.
Right, like his accuracy was next to nothing, but he was a bruiser who also could knock people down and fight and everything else, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, getting back to football, I managed to improve my passer rating to 53, completing 7 of 13 for 119 yards and 1 interception.
Wow, this has got to be your worst game this season.
Yeah, well, the thing is, though, I gave the ball to Heward 37 times. But, like I said, Carolina's defense didn't play bad because you look at the average.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, you also gave the ball to Barker 17 times.
I gave the ball to Barker 17 times, and he did all right. And even Sensi got a few carries. Collins got 2 touchdowns. He doesn't usually get a lot of activity, right? He's more of a pass catcher, right? He's the fullback 2 in that formation that goes out and catches passes.
Yep.
And Santa Claus had 1 rush for 1 yard. Heward also fumbled the ball once, but we got lucky and got it back.
That was right at the beginning of the game, I think.
Yeah. So we had 1 drop pass. And of course, as usual, and you know what, Fulcher, even though he's been demoted to tight end 3 now that we actually re-signed our 2 holdouts,
He's been doing pretty good.
he's still doing pretty good. Yeah, he caught a couple of those two corner routes. Those go to him, right?
Yep.
So I guess maybe it benefited us to play a good portion of the season with Fulcher as the lone tight end on the team for a while. So anyway, Marcus McKenzie, our rookie right outside linebacker, gets 3 sacks in this game. And Santa Claus got 1, and Leonard Nickerson gets a sack today too. And Frank Smith has got a lot of interceptions. And you know what? I think it's because they pick on him a lot. He's the right corner.
Yep.
So he's cornerback 2. And I think that offenses seem to pick on that side more often than the number 1 corner, right?
Although, to be fair, I think that interception, he was jamming the shit out of someone and they just threw it at him.
Yeah. But if
No,
you look at,
I remember that one. He was on the inside of the receiver.
Yeah.
And he threw it, the quarterback threw it on target with the receiver and just ignored the fact that there was a red and green jersey there.
Yeah. But still, I mean, I think that Robbie Barker recovered that fumble. Eh?
Yeah, he had a good game.
Yeah. But as I was going to say, though, that corner, I think, leads the team in interceptions. And I think it's probably because they... they throw to his side more often than they do to anyone else's, right?
Yep.
Like they throw toward him, they pick on him. So anyway, I guess other than that, the kicking game wasn't too bad today. We had a couple of minor punt returns, and but here's the story, right? These guys both really struggled. So that guy was 13 of 32. So he completed 40% of his passes. And this guy did a little better. He was 2 of 4.
Which might have wanted to leave him in.
Yeah, really. They would have been better off leaving him in. He was playing better than the starter was. But they only handed the ball off 7 times.
Yeah,
right?
but they just kept trying to throw.
And that's something that is still, in my opinion, a problem in Madden 05 as well. They didn't really improve on this very much. They're still very, very pass happy.
Yep.
You know, they're a little better. I think they're a little more balanced than they are in Madden 04. But in Madden 04, they throw more passes compared to, like, their pass to run ratio was higher than most teams in the CFL, which is a pass-based game, right?
Yeah.
They still run the ball more, and most CFL teams will run the ball 20 times in a game anyway, right? You know, not 7. Because running the ball, even in a pass-first offense, is still a part of your offense, right?
Yep.
Or it should be. And they had a lot of drops, but they threw a lot of passes too. So defensively, well, looks like the linebackers, the strong safety again, the right outside linebacker, and defensive linemen. So lots of tackles for a loss. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tackles for a loss. And they did get the interception. Their defense is actually pretty good. You know, I think it was just their offense basically hung. Oh, look at this! They had an injury at punter. Their punter was probable for the game.
Weird.
That's something I've never seen in Madden 05 either. Like the punter and the kicker, they don't get hurt ever.
That's because they don't really get involved.
I know, but you know what? It's rare, but it is possible for a special teams player like this to get contacted and get hurt.
Yep,
like it can happen. You know, these guys are, you know, well, and like I said, I think in Madden 2, the kickers and punters don't get the respect as athletes that they deserve.
Yeah, well, they'll have like 20 speed out there.
Because you know what? Even when I was a young man, you know, as a recreational sports guy that played, you know, like baseball or, you know, like softball, and like as a kid, I played hockey and that kind of thing. You know what? I would not even compare to a kicker or punter that was, a good enough athlete to be a professional football player.
Yep.
Right? Those guys are superb athletes, and they're not treated that way in the Madden games at all.
Nope.
But anyway, I guess that's another week in the books for the Santa and his elves, and it was surprisingly easy, mainly because, again, your defense just smothered these guys. They did not have enough firepower to overcome the mighty linebacker attack pass rush.
Yeah, got a couple of sacks this game. Even Santa didn't get shut out this game.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, I guess we'll be back tomorrow with another game.
Indeed.
Until then,
I'm RecB5.
And I am Sandman99.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas. We're getting closer. My wife's decorating a tree right now, even as we speak.
Nice.
And of course, at the end of the season, we will include a picture of the tree, just like we do every year.
Indeed.
But until next time, here we go.